We're going.
We're good to go.
Hey!
Just sort of catch you little dancing.
Happy New Year, my fellow peasants. 2023 is upon us. I don't know if you caught any shots. We've just arrived an hour ago in a new location here in Chiang Mai. But Happy New Year, guys. And we wondered what kind of message we wanted to put out, what kind of vid. I'm going to do a 10-minuter. We were going to do a year in retrospective, but that's less exciting. You guys know what's come out in Final Fantasy over the last year. If you haven't, where you been? Where you been? So I thought far more exciting, because we've got a lot of juice, guys, a lot to cover, and I've only got 10 minutes to cover it. What we can expect from the series in 2023. I'm going to try to cover as much of that, because that's what juice is at, and then a little bit maybe of the channel going into the future, because I know things have been very scatty, up in the air. I've been getting a lot of feedback from you guys on whether you like kind of on this road stuff, or the 10 minutes, or the 40 minutes. Some of you guys really love the long chunky stuff and just to watch it. Other people more like the more visually relevant kind of experiences, and we've got some 16 theories that
We have.
we found some juicy stuff, guys. So I want to know from you guys in the comment section, those of you who've been on this channel long enough, what is it that you like to see? What is it? But anyway, let's go. Right, 10 minutes of Final Fantasy in 2023. Go. The biggest juice came from Kitase. He put a tweet out saying it's going to be a big year of Final Fantasy. The keyword is going to be 7. So of course we know we got 16 in summer. Yoshi P came out and said that it's still all on track. It's going smooth. They're just refining and finessing. So we're going to get that summer release with no delays. Oh my god, that feels so good. But Kitase is saying 7's going to be the big word. We've got, of course, Rebirth in winter, but he's saying there's going to be 7 drops on the series. 7 main things to promote Final Fantasy Remake. Now apparently we've already had 3 of them, because when I heard that I was like, oh my god, there's going to be another like 15 uncovered. And those 15 things we saw a range from tiny little nothing burgers all the way up to Kingsglaive movie, and it feels very much the same with this 7 stuff. So we've already had 3. One of them is a Twitter campaign. The second one was something they did for Cloud's birthday. Again, I don't know what either of these are. What did I miss? Maybe I saw them and I'm not like relating them. God damn this noisy road. And the third one was, of course, Crisis Core Reunion. So that's got me thinking, what are we going to get for the other 4? It's not going to be Dirge of Cerberus or like Before Crisis. They've already said they're not going to be covering those compilations. They're not going to re-release Advent Children. So not sure. But one of them could be Buster Sword body pillow.
That's what you always
A
wanted.
Buster Sword body pillow could be one of those things. Hey. But anyway, the big juice is that both Kitase and the artist of Final Fantasy 14, Rikumo Saito, so he's working on 14's art, he's also working on 7's. Both of them have said there's something coming in Final Fantasy, a big announcement in 2023 that none of them can talk about. Now, you guys probably guessing what it might be. We've heard rumours of it. We saw it with the Nvidia campaign, in which the Tactics Ogre Reborn announcement was accurate on that thing. Everything with 7, everything with 16. One of the things on that Nvidia leak was Final Fantasy 9 Remake. They said Final Fantasy 9 Remake. Then a few months later we had the announcement of the FF9 animation. Now I was kind of a little bit disappointed with this. It's done with Cyber Group, they're the animators, and they're aiming it at a child audience. Targeted 8 to 13 years old. Now for me personally, you know, yes, like 9 is quirky and zany and chibi and kawaii, and it can be kid friendly, but you know, just like Disney movies can, targeted at kids, but they have that very on-the-nose, mature, you know, references that are targeted at adults. And I feel like 9 kind of skirted that line, but generally for me 9 fell more into the darker side. It was like pretty mature at points, and I always felt like an animation aimed at that young an audience would inhibit it. But regardless, they're doing the animation. So with the Nvidia and the animation and Kai the player, shout out to him, fantastic Final Fantasy news reporter, just showed that Square Enix released a In the Life of an Illustrator from Business Division 1. Final Fantasy 9's OG artist and animator was on there, and he said he's working on something big right now. You put all of that together, guys, Final Fantasy 9 really likely. And I mean, I was just kind of reviewing over some Kai's videos, like how Garnet would look upscaled, like she would look amazing. I do have inhibitions on how it will be remade, because I do think it would serve it better to be a singular straight remake rather than a multi-episodic reimagining like 7. And I know that sounds really contradictory, because I've always been that one who said, Square Enix, you can't take text-based descaled games and expect them to fit in the confines of a singular story. Now that's what I said about 7. Now the reason I see 9 is a bit different is because its compilation is nowhere near as large. Though indeed they were going to do a sequel. When we saw Zidane and Kuja at the Leaford Tree, it was kind of open-ended whether Kuja actually died or not, and I think that's why they considered a sequel back in the day. But there's just nowhere near as big and evolved a story. The tee-off with Kuja is open-ended. The one with Sephiroth being just a memory at the end of Advent Children, that isn't. So do you mean that's why I support the episodic trilogy format for FF7 Remake? But for 9, I do think if they are doing this, if this is the big announcement, do a faithful remake. Do it in one section. It might be tough. You might have to trim a lot of the fat to get all of the beats in. But I do think for us, the fans, it would be really good to see what a straight remake is versus what 7 is. And it is curious because they always did say that if they did do anything pre-10, in terms of trying to remaster, that they would never remaster, they would just remake. And back in the day they said that 6 was the one that was being asked for a lot by a lot of staff members. So I always thought it would be 6. But then the whole thing became a contradiction when we got FF8 remaster. So 9 is very likely. Other things exciting in the year coming up. So of course we've got Final Bar Line, the Theatrhythm game in February next month. I'm very excited. 502 songs, my friends. That is including DLCs from like Nier and out of franchise stuff, Kingdom Hearts, etc. We've got the Pixel Remaster 1 to 6. 14 is getting patch 6.3. I've seen nothing of it. I don't want to see anything of it. Although I have seen one thing. Goth Mummy. Hot Goth Mummy. That's all I've seen. Is that a Nomura design? It feels like a Nomura design. And that's also hitting its 10th anniversary. So, Yoshida has said 16 is going really well, but he's really excited to be celebrating the 10th, and that apparently is jam-packed. They're going to be doing, of course, the live events. They've got ones in Japan, America, UK. I want to really try to go to the UK one. A little bit of things outside of that. Brave Exvius and War of the Visions. So Brave Exvius is coming up to its 8th year. War of the Visions, its 4th. Kai Hirono, the series producer, is saying they're keeping their eye on the 10th anniversary and that they're going to keep growing those out. There's no intention of slowing down. And that's more or less everything we can expect from Final Fantasy. Anything I've missed? I don't think so. I had to pause. I'm just trying to rack my brain for what it could be other this big announcement, other than 9 Remake. Like, it's that thing that now so many people have said it and we've had so many breadcrumb hints of it, it's firmly lodged in my mind. And yeah, in terms of how that even looks, like a AAA game, I think there's so many characters that look amazing, going from that chibi squat kind of animation that we had. Garnet and Zidane look fantastic. Some characters do look like Nightmare Sauce. I mean, freaking Queener is terrifying. And I don't know, it's kind of the vibe I like. I know they've kind of made it Dark Soulsy, but that's the thing. Like, will they go more mature with it, or will they go more childlike with it? Outside of that, it's really hard to speculate. Yoshi P did ask about, do fans want a new Ivalice game? We had that cancelled 12 Fortress game. Something else in the Tactics series would be really dope on the Ivalice front. Beyond that, and I mean, I'm now just shooting out for my personal preferences. Type Next, I showed Brie the Type Next trailer for the first time. She'd never seen it. Blew her nips off.
No, but it's definitely top 10 always for me. It just hurts.
So you had to pretty much complete the game to see this ending? Plat it?
No, I definitely didn't.
You recognise who that is in that chair?
Wait, who's that?
This trailer slaps. Bring back
Oh my gosh.
And it looks so good.
Yo.
Obviously you remember Vermilion Fire, like the Phoenix was their main symbol. That's our boy Ace! He back!
Yo.
Right!
Wait, this is cancelled?
Well, And now Tabitha's out, it was going to be Type Next. This was going to be the follow-up.
Yo, he looks
He
sick.
looks lit, right?
He looks sick.
Yeah.
Oh. Why show me this
he's
if
a
it's
samurai
not,
now.
It's not gonna happen. Oh, he looks so cool.
It looks great. I had a poster of that. We have arrived.
Word. We, he says. We implies...
More than just him. See, I think it could be more than just Ace, because basically, you know, the spirals in that game happen like 3 million times. But Joker and someone else, they were 2 Class 0 members that didn't appear in this spiral. They basically appeared with the class all the other times, except that what was different in this one was Rem and Machina. Erasure brought them out and was more or less like, okay, I'm done, like repeating the spiral. I'm going to let humans do their thing. That, you know, that big book, the Orient's book, you know, you collect the Phantoma.
I think so.
You go through the game collecting all the, you take it to the book. Basically,
yeah.
Yeah, so those are
My memory is like really shit in this game because it's been a long time for me.
It's been too long since I played it. But yeah, my thing is that they basically stored it in that book, and then every time it was ready to start a new cycle, they put them back out. In this one, she's decided, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I think Type Next was going to be put all the souls in, and this is it. And this is what this game was going to be. No more resets, no more do-overs. It's basically them versus Lindsay, which was the Fabula Nova Crystallis god we never got to fight. Because, you know, we had Bunavelza, we had Pulse. The only time we actually saw Lindsay is, you know, at the end of 13, when Lightning fights Bunavelza. Lindsay and Pulse, he's actually holding them as his weapons. He's holding 2 gods as his weapon. But that's the thing, it's still all open-ended, like what exactly happened to them.
Yeah.
So Lindsay is just like Rin.
Yeah.
Rin.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 greatest Final Fantasy villains that never got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't fully grasp this Rin thing.
Ah, babe. The Rin thing...
haven't you watched my video?
There was no greater relief than when I found out she'd only watched a few of my 15 vids, went on a hiatus for like 3-4 years, and then like the thirsty lady she is, she saw me post a Roaming Peasant one with my top off and was like, oh, hello.
That wasn't, no.
That's exactly how it went down. No,
Was it
even
the
lie.
video with your top off?
Yeah, you said. I'm laying my towel down, I've got like my fat rolls hanging out. He was like,
I was like, dad bod.
fuck! And then 10.3. 10.3 is that ghost that, yes, Square Enix do occasionally, including Matsuda, said, you know, we're aware of 10.3, it's out there, fans just have to quote, this is quote unquote, wait a little longer. Now that was 4 or 5 years back, it's been a little longer. Anyway, outside of that, I don't know, let me know in the comment section below, do you guys feel that it is going to be a 9 remake, and if not, what could this big announcement be? Is it just going to be another classic Square Enix, please be excited, nothing burger? And then with my final minute, just the channel, of course, been on the wildest of arcs over the last year, and it's definitely made me feel a kind of way. You know, coming back and seeing just the same people showing up at the streams, at the videos, and saying, Pez, you know, there's none of that expectation, there's none of that entitlement.
Yeah.
Me and Ginge has this kind of thing where a lot of people, especially YouTubers, they really want to dictate what that YouTuber is about, the kind of content they should create. I even have some people go, Pez, if you love us as the fans, you'll do the kind of vids that you did 4 or 5 years ago. And believe me guys, I really want to flow out these 16 theories that we've got in a format that you guys really enjoy. And I really want to know, is that 40 minutes? Is that 10 minutes? Is that here on the road? Or is it kind of more of those visually relevant kind of stories? And then outside of that, I just want to thank everyone on Patreon with my last 10 seconds. Patreon, the Facebook crew, everyone who's made up the 100,000. I wasn't sure, I've run out of time. The 10-minute timer is not the boss of me. Yeah, I really didn't know how getting that silver play button would feel. There was 2 sides of me, I was like, I want YouTube validation, like notice me YouTube. Or if it was going to feel more than that and getting it and seeing it, my twin, unboxing it, the video is on the channel. It really did. It really meant a lot. And I've been, I don't know how long I've been doing YouTube now. The first vids I ever did, Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered event, and then 3 reasons why Final Fantasy 7 Remake must be episodic. Those are my first 2 vids. of April 2016. So how long is that? So it's coming up to 6 years. No, 7!
Yeah.
Oh! It's coming up to 7. I feel old. I feel like butter spread over too much bread. Wow, man. That really blows my nips. And interestingly, my third video release was FF9 PC stream release. My top 12 reasons why FF9 rules. Damn, man. Look how cyclical is that? Like,
Yeah.
a mainline Final Fantasy, like, big announcement, 15s, like, it's an uncovered event, of which we might be getting a big one. The remake, still happening, still coming to the pipeline. And we're going to do a live stream scatting Rebirth. We're going to take the OG section that we think is going to run up to, which I do suspect is going to go to Aerith's death. That's me personally. I think they are going to go as far as that. And basically go through that whole section with you guys on live stream, and we'll consider what could change, what they might flip up, what might be happening in these different portions, or how Square Enix might play with them. That'll be such a cool live stream. Get your guys' ideas and see if we can craft, because honestly it's very amorphous. Even in my head, I overthink this a lot. I think about 7 Remake more than a grown man should, and to me even I can't fully anticipate what Square Enix are going to be doing in this next section, because the cat's really out the bag, man. They've really blown the lid off of the whole FF7 story, but then also to have FF9 as well, and to see that same configuration. I don't know why that's so wild to me, but it is. It really freaking is. But yeah, anyway, guys, I've long run over my time. So yeah, thanks so much to patrons and also the people who do join on the $4.99. I think you just call it YouTube subscribers.
This is a members section.
I've got about 20 of you guys on there. Like, mad love, mad shout. I was going through the names. Like, thank you so much to you guys. I would call you all out personally. But also the Facebook group, who have just been running that community, all the little Discord groups, and kind of also a bit of a heartfelt apology about, while I've been travelling and going on all these arcs, I feel like I have neglected these communities, especially when you guys have been coming with all of these new, awesome, reinvigorated ideas. I definitely feel like, for FF Peasant, that a community that we have become, that it's kept driving and it's kept running, even when I've not had my hands anywhere close to the helm of it. And that's felt two kinds of way. It's felt kind of neglectful at times, like on my end, but then there's also the side where it just feels really endearing, and that kind of what the channel is about and where it is now. That is way more than just me and the videos I create. It's just a place where people with a similar passion for not just FF but JRPGs, games as a whole, have just really congregated before, and it feels like bigger than just me or the videos I create. And that for me, I mean, that's my living legacy. That feels like a legacy. It's bigger than me. Bigger than me, but then also at the same time it is all about me. So here's the bloody plan, guys. We've actually now got a TV, and we're going to a place. We're going to finish the God of War, we're going to finish the Crisis Core. Our Vietnam visas got so we actually ended up in a place for 2 weeks without a TV, and that has hurt, but we're going to be back to that. And then the traveling will be kind of rounding out. I'm keeping that June point of 16 very much in mind, and planning where I can get settled, so in the months before, during and after we can go deep in the rabbit hole and just cover everything with that. God, it's a new mainline era. I love this period of time. So yeah, regardless of what Square Enix's mystery big announcement is, we've got a really exciting year. Hope you guys are coming into it well, with a good framework to yourself, some form of optimism and enthusiasm. And if you don't, just remember, everything's a little step, man. Good, bad, weird, wacky or wonderful. This is what I tweeted out on New Year's. Regardless of what your experience has been, it's all valid and it's all valuable, and it's all something to carry into a new year. I know it's just another date, like a meaningless date on a chart changing, and the significance really isn't that much, but that's kind of the thing with significance and meaning. It truly is what you place on it and what you make of it. Certainly, at least for us being on this Asia journey, a lot about coming on experiences like this is making the most of it, making the meaning out of it. It's always really crazy to me, especially because I was here before COVID in Asia traveling, like some of the exact same spots, exact same locations, and yet it's entirely different now, and the feeling is entirely different. And even coming into a mainline again and doing this channel, entirely different. And that's the same even with people. Like, two people can go through the exact same scenarios and circumstances, they can see the same thing, and yet have two completely different outcomes. One for the better, one for the worse. And that everything is perception, man. With that, in this world that's kind of been crazy, and there's been a lot of factors with like COVID, which feels gone, but it really isn't. The repercussions are happening, and we're still seeing it all play out, and it's really not easy out there. Really, really not easy. Seeing how much turmoil there is going on for a lot of people out there. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of curveballs and wild cards. And for human beings who do like to try to create a semblance of order in this chaos, that can be a very difficult thing to balance and handle. And that is definitely been the core theme of a lot of the experiences I've personally been having on this journey. I know it all kind of looks like tropical palm trees and tweeting birds, but it's not all that, is it, Gingy Boy?
No.
It isn't all of
Been
that.
some
Been some wild highs,
Yeah.
some wild lows. There's been some monkey bites and hospitalizations. There's been crazy amounts of uncertainties, and I've just found that when you're kind of in the storm of things, understanding that your perception to those externals is the one thing that you do have way more control over, and actually kind of training that your perception is within your internal control. That's the one thing that kind of brings order to the chaos, and it's comforting in a way. I hope that for you guys in 2023, if you are one of the people who are starting this year on kind of rocky and uncertain foundations, and I certainly hear that call when a lot of you guys appreciate my vids and you like it, because my channel, doing it for 7 years now, I don't know how long ago you guys subscribed, that there's a part of me that probably does remind you of like other times, and that's like a strong nostalgia thing, and that's definitely the feeling I have on my side as well. So there we go, guys. Happy 2023. Happy hype. Juicy, juicy, juicy. 16, 7 Remake, Final Bar Line, or 1 to 6 Pixel Remaster. Did I say that? That is coming as well. The Pixel Remaster, I'm going to say, I probably ain't going to play it. I'm not really that... I'm not really that interested. I don't know why I'm not. I don't know. Maybe some of you are. I really want to replay 4, but I'm always going to play the 3D remake with the voice acting. It's just the superior version to me. But
I think it'd be a good game to get on the Switch.
yeah,
Pixel
yeah,
Remasters when you're travelling around.
that's coming. And the Rebirth, man. Anyway, guys, peace out. Have a good one. See you on the next video and the live stream, because it's back very soon. God of War and Crisis Core. There may be Danganronpa. There may be Elden Ring.
Do want to do some Elden Ring. Elden Ring is cool.
Yeah, and I can't even begin to cover. That's the thing. Even outside of Final Fantasy, there's so many exciting things coming. So it's juicy. Kubo!